giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We are streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! You see it, baby. You see it. Today, we got a nice little quick hitter for you, man. We have the rookies and the vets joining forces for the first time today as Cowboys OTAs are set to begin. So I want to give y'all a handful of storylines to mull over, okay? Got about 4 storylines to mull over as the Cowboys prepare for OTAs. Plus, in the roundup, ESPN, I guess they have a player that they deem a perfect fit for the Cowboys. So we'll briefly revisit this player, and then after that, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the show, where you guys can call in if you want. 351-999-3787 is the call-in line. Again, it's a quick hitter because these storylines are meant for discussion, obviously, but something just to kind of think about. A lot of these are questions as the Cowboys get ready to begin the real deal offseason program. What's good, Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
And the reason why I say real deal, look, you have the rookie minicamp. Prior to that, you got the vets just essentially working out, throwing passes to each other. Can't really do too much. Coaches aren't allowed to do much at all with them. But now you can. And I believe you'll have media there. I think the media portion is open for the entire practice. What you won't get, though, are videos. The Cowboys don't allow that. The only team for real. Hey, you go look at, like, I can always bring up the Titans. So jealous of, shouts out to our parent company over there, A to Z Sports Nashville. I mean, they can just go and make videos. They're credentialed, all that good stuff. The Cowboys don't like to do all of that. So what they can do, though, is take notes, and we will be going over said notes probably tomorrow. And then Thursday we'll have Pat. And if everything, well, I think Thursday, Pat, we'll see. I talked to Pat. And then Friday, potentially, we'll have the homie on here, 2i, to discuss what she saw down there. So we got a jam-packed week for y'all. Excited for it. This feels like, Cowboys offseason is really starting to make some way. And then, boom, we'll get hit with the dead period. We'll get through it, though. We'll get through it, Bomb Squad. Shouts out to y'all. Appreciate you for being here. All right, now, y'all, moment of silence. We good now? Okay, let's hit the roundup, y'all.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Can I talk to you? I mean, look, you can't miss shows. I know a lot of people are like, did something happen? Oh my God, somebody die? No, man, no. Just got to run yesterday's show back. Apparently, the host of the show talked too damn much. Hey, look. Hey, Mr. Lucky Luciano. It's all good, man. We just having fun. You must be new here because you just had to know you was going to catch one. It is what it is. Anyway, ESPN, they put out a article about best fits across the National Football League for remaining free agents. And Michael Thomas was named as a fit, the best fit for the Cowboys. This is what the ESPN writer, apologies for I cannot remember who the writer was. I know it was Jeremy Fowler who had tweeted it out, though. I was on Twitter. I was on Twitter and I saw Jeremy Fowler retweet it, saw Michael Thomas's name come up. Boom. He said, when healthy, Thomas can still uncover and work multiple levels of the field. However, the injury concerns are legit, as the 31-year-old wide receiver has played in just 20 games over the past 4 seasons. That's crazy. That's crazy. And while Thomas could wait until after camp start to find the best landing spot, let's focus on Dallas as a possibility. He could make an impact there on a 1-year deal. He goes on to say, in Mike McCarthy's offense, Thomas could compete with Jalen Tolbert for number 3 alongside CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. He could align as a boundary X and show his ability to work the seams out of the slot. He caught 39 passes for 448 yards and a score last year. So, I mean, look, the Cowboys, I think they are in the market or should be in the market for a veteran wide receiver. We discussed this when Zay Jones was brought in here, right? We said, hey, for me, it was Zay. I forget I think it was Allen Robinson was the other guy. It was like Zay, Thomas, Allen Robinson, and it was somebody else. And Zay's gone. So if the Cowboys are still in the market for a veteran wide receiver, honestly, I don't see the harm in this projection of Michael Thomas. I don't see the harm. You're not asking Michael Thomas to come in here and be a top 2 guy. You're not asking to come be CeeDee Lamb or be Michael Thomas of the past. And honestly, yes, like they said, he could wait until after camp. But for the Cowboys, we've been down this road before, right? We don't want to be reactive. We want to be proactive. And I would not be upset with the front office for being proactive at that position to get a veteran guy, even if the veteran guy played 20 damn games in 4 years. I would have extremely low expectations because of that, but I get it. I would 100% get it. At the very least, Michael Thomas could be a veteran presence, another one for what is still a really young room. It's kind of wild how, the Cowboys wide receiver room for about a good, I want to say like 4 years, it's been pretty young. Even when Amari was here, it was Amari and a bunch of young guys. Amari goes, it was CeeDee Lamb, bunch of young guys. And I'm including Gallup in this too, right? Because Gallup in and out, he wasn't like this veteran presence. He was just a presence. Barely. Then Cooks comes along. And yes, the Cooks, his presence absolutely helped a guy like a Jalen Tolbert. But there's no problem having multiple guys like that in the room. And Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas have a history. They both played with each other for a brief period of time, but it was in Michael Thomas's rookie season in 2016. So they know each other on that level. So wide receiver Michael Thomas. We looked at the room in free agency. It wasn't a lot out there. Would this be the first position I'm going out for? No. I think the Cowboys still need a defensive tackle. I think the Cowboys could use that a lot more. But sticking to wide receiver, Cowboys Nation. In or you out on Michael Thomas? In or you out? I'll be in on it. Will it move the needle for me in the sense that I'm about to be like, yeah. Nah. No. Won't do that. But this would kind of be in the same mode of like a T.Y. Hilton. Remember, in the T.Y. Hilton was a reactionary situation. The Cowboys are not in that type of shape at the position, but very quickly could be if a certain something happens. But this is why I kind of liken it to that situation. T.Y. Hilton was a necessity in his skill set that the Cowboys didn't have on the team, right? Whether he was a veteran presence, injury prone, not the same, whatever. They did not have a speed guy. Didn't have a big play, take the top off the defense type of guy. Or they didn't want to use the one they did have in Turpin. So they went out and got T.Y. and immediately T.Y. did exactly that. The Cowboys don't necessarily have a big body X possession wide receiver And Michael Thomas will clearly provide that. Or he can be a big body slot if you want. He's been versatile throughout his career. And I think Jalen Tolbert is going to be, he's like on the fringe of that. He's obviously not the big body, but he ain't small either. And he's going to play up and down that line, or up and down all over for the wide receivers. Jalen Brooks is young. Who's the other cat? We got Ryan Flournoy, we talked about yesterday. Young. So I'd be in, but I don't think this is really going to happen. If you listen to the Cowboys, they're all about giving these young guys a shot. You know, they're hey, let's roll out Flournoy and Brooks and Jalen. We are expecting them to take the next step. And they very well may take the next step. It just, will that step be a big one? You're talking about a rookie. You're talking about a 7th round pick from 2023. And Jalen Tolbert, who the 3rd round pick you would hope takes the real big leap, which I think is a very possibility. But the other guys, just one step forward would be good for them, but it may not make the Cowboys passing offense some immense, crazy passing offense. So, yeah, sure. I'd be all for Thomas if they signed him, but I don't really see this happening for the Cowboys, right? Like Dallas, they pretty much told you what they believe with this room. Now, with that said, kind of speaking out both sides of my mouth now, right? Because they did bring in Zay Thomas, right? They did bring him in for a workout, so yeah, I'm just shut up. Maybe they will bring him in. We'll see. They want that comp for Tolbert. Yeah, ways to go. Common sense says if it's not a defensive tackle, forget these veterans. I'm always about bringing in all the talent. I can give a damn, right? But I do need a defensive tackle, that's for sure. Did I say Zay Thomas? My bad. Zay Jones. Yeah, I'm all about bringing in as much help as possible. There's priorities, though, and I think a priority should be defensive tackle, wide receiver. You think it deal me? T. Gray out. I ain't mad at y'all for being out, man. This dude ain't played. Sean said, don't believe Thomas is winning the 50-50 balls anymore. I'm not going to lie to you, Sean. I have not watched his 2023 tape, so I can't even speak on that. If you've probably seen more of him than I have in 2023. Give me Linval or Campbell, 100%, says Shaq. By the way, Rockstar Shaq, I had asked you a question days ago, and I didn't see your answer until I went back and watched the show. You are not Shaq, the Vikings fan, so shouts out to you. You are Shaq, the Cowboys fan. Thomas was faking it, trying to get up out of there. Hey, look, I tell you this. Injured guys, or I'm just speak on our safety. We went out and got Malik Hooker, who different. Malik was younger, but super injury prone. I mean, just as bad, if not worse, than Michael Thomas. And I'm like, we'll be lucky to get anything out of Malik Hooker. And the next thing you know, dude stays out. He's a rock. I don't think he's, knock on wood, he's been hurt since he's been in Dallas. So, Dallas got some good trainers too. So maybe Michael Thomas comes here and, he's not as injury prone as he used to be. Either way, that's the ESPN story. That is the roundup. We'll keep our eyes and ears glued to the ground over the next few months, because this is where the Cowboys like to get active and bringing in some veteran guys. With that said, let's turn a page to some of these storylines that was on my mind heading into Cowboys OTAs, which begin today. I believe they go through Friday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I think they go through Friday. Then they'll have a break. They'll come back and do another session of OTAs, and then there's the huge long break, or there's the mini camp, I think. And then there's the long break, and then we'll have training camp. So slowly but surely we're getting there, but these are some storylines that are on my mind prior to training camp. And the first one revolves the defensive coordinator, the new defensive staff, and how this Cowboys defense adjusts to the attitude change with the staff. We kind of had a little fun speaking on this a little bit the other day with Mike Zimmer and Jeff Scanina, because, make no mistake about it, Zimmer and Scanina are total opposites of Dan Quinn and Durde. Dan Quinn and Durde give off the fun uncle, here's $20, little rascal, give you a noogie, go have fun, pat you on the back. That's not Mike Zimmer and Jeff Skanina. They asked Jeff, hey, you yell at somebody yet? He said, yeah, man, every 5 minutes. The hell are you talking about? You know, and Mike Zimmer, we know Mike. But, yelling aside, these guys, Mike Zimmer has a history of being a good coach. Jeff Skanina in Washington has got the most out of all those first round draft picks that, they selected. I mean, you could argue the Ohio State kid, but 2 Pro Bowl, all-pro defensive tackles. The one they just shipped off to defense end, they shipped off to Chicago, just got the bag. He's one of the more premier all-around defensive ends. So Jeff Skanina has gotten the best out of a lot of these top guys. And then you got Paul Guenther. Guenther, I think he continues to kind of fly under the radar here. Guenther is Zimmer's consigliere, basically. His right-hand man, if you will. And we did a deep dive on all these guys a while ago. But he might be the most important assistant on the entire team. Whoa, wait a minute, Sky. Al Harris, what are we talking about, right? Hey, Al Harris might be the best. Guenther might be the most important. See, he's the run game coordinator defensively. I don't remember the last time Guenther had, or the Cowboys had a run game coordinator. He's not only that, though. He's Zimmer's trusted right-hand guy. And he has an extensive background as a linebackers coach under Mike Zimmer. So don't be shocked if you see Paul Guenther in a similar role as George Edwards was when he was here. Scott McCurley was given the linebacker title. George Edwards was running that room. But Curley seems like he has a little bit more say now since George Edwards is gone. He feels a little bit more comfortable in his skin. But I'd be shocked if Guenther isn't right there. And honestly, because he's Zim's guy, he may have a little bit more to say about that. Now, because his role is run game coordinator, it won't just stop at linebackers. He'll have to be in that D-line room, sometimes the safeties. Right? Because run fits matter. And that was the issue with the Cowboys. Their run fits were awful. Schematically, I don't even know if there was a run scheme, but there's going to be one now. So how do they adjust to this attitude change? Because it's no longer put my arm around you and give you a nuggie. It's going to be tougher out there, and it needs to be. That word accountability is the word of the day, or of the year, really. I knew y'all was gonna have fun with this picture. He definitely got the small soldiers, but for me, it's Mr. Incredible. Here's why. Go look at Mr. Incredible and go look at Jeff Skanina next to each other. Jeff Skanina ain't no little toy. Dude's a tank. His calf muscles are bigger than my thighs. Buzz Lightyear's another one. That's a good one, too. That's a good one, too. His eyes crawling. All right, let's get to my second storyline to watch here. Who sits atop of the running back by committee? Who leads the way? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued in how they decide to divvy up the committee in general. And that starts with who's the lead guy. And if these are your two options, there are, you could dive into the pros and cons there. But personally, I'd be shocked if it's not Zeke, y'all. I'd be shocked if it's not Zeke. But I don't think Rico is going to make it easy. I think he's going to push in camp as he usually does. That is Rico's time to shine. He always does. This time, though, he's got a little bit more momentum heading into camp because of the season he had last year. When I say the season he had, I mean he stayed relatively healthy in the sense that he was able to play most of the games. He got dinged up, and I did think it cost him. But he didn't have a season-ending injury. career high in carries, 300 plus yards. It's not a whole lot, but again, for Rico, that's something. But Zeke is Zeke. Zeke in Dallas is Zeke in Dallas. You know, that whole aura combined with his experience lends me to believe that he's going to be the lead guy. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how this entire committee shakes out. Honestly, that might be the more important part. Not who sits atop of it, but how does the rest of it shake out? I don't know that we're going to get, I don't think we're going to get an answer on how the rest of it shakes out anytime soon. But I do think we can get a hint of how the top shakes out. We get a hint on who is going to be the guy. I haven't done, I should do a poll real quick. Because I feel like this is a mixed bag when it comes to this position here. Let me do a poll. How can I do a poll? Hey, moderators. I sound like a boomer. Can y'all do a poll or do I have to do the poll? I got to do the poll. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the question. Who do you want? Let me say that. Who do you want? This is terrible radio. So for those who are running this back listening, and you're like, why is there dead air? Again, I'm putting a poll in the chat. Other. Who do you want to be the lead guy? Start poll. Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowdle, or other. And here's the reason why I'm doing a poll. Because, I mean, I could read all the names, but the poll is really going to make this one. And they got real. Oh, okay. I see you. YouTube getting fancy now. They got the real-time numbers updating. That's dope. So I have to give the mods the privilege or go on Twitter. So I got to give the mod. So just making you a mod doesn't allow you to do that. Then what's the point of y'all mod? I mean, kicking people out is one thing, but all right, we're going to figure it out, Brother L. I'm a little bit of a boomer sometimes, even with all this production. Who do you want to be the lead guy? Rico Dowdle, Ezekiel Elliott, or other? I think other's tough because there ain't many other options, but other got 31%, which is crazy. Y'all hate Zeke that bad. Other is in second place. This is crazy. Running back named other. That, look, we have reached anybody but syndrome with our guy, huh? Rico Dowdle leading the way, 39%. So this looks like you guys would want Rico Dowdle to be the lead back. I don't know, man. I'm torn on this. I think Rico Dowdle is it gives you a better spark. I don't know how much they trust Rico Dowdle. I think they trust Zeke a lot. And I get that. I trust Zeke too. I wish we had another option. Because I like Rico as like a fringe RB2, RB3, to be honest. I don't trust him to get more than 100 carries without getting hurt. I also don't want Zeke getting 200 carries. I know Royce Freeman's there, but Royce Freeman not ever going to be a lead. So I guess by default, am I saying Zeke here? Deuce in a quarter? Come on, man. Give Deuce a spin as the lead? Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, Zeke is catching up now. Zeke at 31%, Rico 37%, other at 32%. Ethan believes Freeman will be cut. He very well could be. And I think if so, I don't think it's going to be because he played bad. I think they just want to keep the fullback and they want to keep Deuce. I feel like Royce is going to have, as long as he don't get popped for no drugs, as long as he doesn't get hurt, I think Royce could have a solid preseason. Royce can run the rock. I'm not going to end the poll. I'm going to keep it up for the rest of the day or for the rest of the show. But that is a storyline that I am intrigued in. Who will sit at the top of this committee? Because if you go listen to Coach Mike McCarthy, he brought up we're not using Ezekiel Elliott the same way we've always used Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't think that's fair. I mean, what do you mean? I mean, the guy carried the ball more than anybody in the history of football in the first couple of years. That's not going to be his role. We're running back by committee, but I think he'll definitely play at the level that he's played. I know my time here.
Have you ever had a running back by committee before?
Oh, absolutely. I have more experience with that. I think it's really the times that we're in. I grew up in the feature running back. You go back to Kansas City with Marcus Allen, and then I had Ricky Williams, in New Orleans, and then we had Ricky and Deuce McAllister. So those guys went to more premier. Frank Gore had him as a rookie. So 17 games, a lot of football. That's a big role for those guys. And I think just like anything, and hey, don't get me wrong, they'd all like to carry it like the old days and have those touches, but you want those guys fresh
Coach.
at the most important time of the year. So that's all part of planning and how you look at the projections of playtime.
I was like, Coach, you got to clear this up, man. You a millionaire. Go get this cleared up, bro. Or stop giving these long-winded answers. Sound like you just got done eating at a buffet. Come on, Coach. I think it's interesting, man. McCarthy and the entire organization running back by committee. They just throwing it out there. Say buzzword now. When over the last few years, it has been hammered home to us. Hey, we're going through Zeke Elliott. Maybe last year they didn't say we're going through Tony Pollard, but their actions said, "Oh, we finna get our money's worth. $10 million to this damn running back. He's going to be the one." Now, he didn't get a whole lot of carries in the sense of, a workhorse type of carries, but they also didn't share it. Rico Dowdle had like 80 carries. It's crazy. Now, how many years late? 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many years late. Stephen Jones acting like the smartest guy in the room. Yeah, if you go look around the league, running back by committee. So we get on top of the thing, man. We on top of it. You're late, and you're a day late, $1 short. And look, Calvin Watkins, appreciate you as a reporter, doing your job. But did you do any homework, or because the question he asked him, have you ever done a running back by committee? Sir, you've had to, watch the game outside of Dallas, right? Of course he did. He won a Super Bowl with a running back by committee in Green Bay. In fact, he pretty much ran a running back by committee more often than not. Eddie Lacy was a lead guy for a few years, sure. But other than that, I mean, he was running back by committee. But I'm all for this. I just wish we had a little bit more juice in that room. And look, man, I'm all for not overpaying the position, but I'm also not trying to just completely ignore it like the Cowboys did. But we'll see. We'll see if the offensive line can help that running back room. Okay. My next storyline that I am interested in seeing early on with OTAs. Solari starters. Will Mike Solari roll out the young guys immediately or slow roll them? In the past, we've seen this happen in recent past too, with a different offensive line coach, but Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, they had to duke it out. Allegedly. We never really got a real chance to know how that was really going to shape out, but Coach Joe Philbin said, "Look, Tyler, I know you're the first round pick, but Connor McGovern's getting the first reps. Will they do that again? Or will they roll out this potential starting lineup? Which, granted, even if they don't roll out that starting lineup, oh, come on back, lineup. Where are you going? Let me pull it back up here. Boom. This potential starting lineup. All right, or you could just go back away. Or will they roll out this initial lineup of Chuma, Tyler Smith, Brock Hoffman, Zach, and Terrence? Not gonna lie to you. If I see Chuma Edoga out there at left tackle, oh my God, dog. What?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no.
I'm not gonna be happy. I get it. It ain't gonna happen in the sense of he's not gonna be your left tackle. But if you're gonna bring Chuma back to put him at a position he is better at, in my opinion. That's a guard. But the more you kind of listen to Solari about position flex of Bass and position flex of Hoffman, I don't even know if Chuma fits in all of that. Maybe you could argue Chuma Edoga is a better backup guard than Brock. I don't think you can argue he's a better backup guard than TJ. Maybe you could argue, well, Chuma got position flex. I don't want to see his ass at left tackle ever again. But they'll say, hey, he got left tackle reps. He has position flex. He can flex his ass inside. I don't need him to play left tackle ever again for this team. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Chuma was service. Man, look, man. Let's not do that. And this is a gauntlet of a pass rush we got coming up this year if he has to go out there and play extensive time. Guard, I have a conversation with you. Left tackle, no. So do you say, okay, let's just slow roll this thing. Let's roll out Brock and he has to compete with Cooper, and let's roll out Chuma and he's going to compete with Tyler Guyton? Or do you just say stop playing here and roll out this lineup here that wants to keep rolling away? And Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, BB, Zach, and Terrence. It may not mean much because it's early, but I thought the same damn thing a couple years ago with Tyler Smith and Connor McGovern. It's like, oh, no. Tyler Smith gonna be a guard. No way, no how. All right, in the middle of training camp. No, Tyler Smith gonna be a guard. Now we back in Dallas. The season's starting in a couple weeks. Boom, Tyler Smith gets hurt. Okay, now obviously Connor McGovern, has a position now. Soon as Tyler Smith started to come back, and we were about to find out, are they really going to sit their first round pick? Tyron Smith gets hurt. And they moved Tyler Smith to left tackle. He ain't take a snap all offseason at left tackle. So it was a weird situation. I think it helped out Tyler, though. He was back and forth that season. Me personally, I would like them to just roll out these Bucks. I know that's against competition, but y'all probably can hear this damn somebody cutting grass. That's against competition, but these guys need it. Guyton is playing left tackle. He hasn't played a whole lot of right tackle, so he's not, I don't think it's going to be like a crazy transition, but he still needs those reps. Cooper Beebe didn't play center in college. Yeah, he played center, or he did some center snaps, some reps in practice, but he needs all these reps at center too. I would just give those guys the first attempt at bat and then go from there. I think they better. All right, and my last storyline before we get to camp and heading into OTAs starting today is the chance for Lance. This is a chance for Trey Lance to gain some momentum. And I do not think it's going to be hard to do that. Nope. I promise you this. The very first completed pass of a video that gets put out here at camp or whatever, there are going to be fans who are going to have to clean off their phones and computers. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But no, in all seriousness, though, he needs to gain some momentum, not just for him, but obviously for the coaching staff or whatnot. And it starts today. It starts this week. We want to see and we want to hear some positive momentum for Trey Lance. His goal right now should be to make the quarterback 2 decision easy. And make it easy to the point where it doesn't involve politics. Now, that's the tough part, right? The odds of politics not getting involved feel very slim to me. But I'm going to pretend that they're not. His whole job right now is to make this front office say, Cooper Rush, thank you, sir, but we're rolling with Trey. Without no discussion, without it having to be difficult, you can see it. Because right now, that is the trajectory, right? Trey Lance, stronger, bigger, faster, athletic, top 5 pick, all that good stuff, right? But you got to put it together to see it. Here's Scott Tolzien on starting from the ground up with Trey Lance and how Dak Prescott is helping him, actually.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get a full offseason with a guy. So, because you can, you got a guy like we got Trey week 1 last year. You kind of playing a little catch up. Sorry. But it's nice being able to start with a foundation and kind of learn it as you go. It's no different than jumping into a math class after you move midway through the year. It's nice to teach it from the grassroots so he can hear the origins of everything. He's been great. He goes out of his way on a play maybe that he has a long history with to maybe teach him some of the nuances within, and then beyond that, just teach him the ropes, things that he's used in the past for him, both fundamentally and just approach-wise. And I'm really lucky. I've got a really good quarterback room. The guys help each other out, and it's really natural, and it makes my job easy.
That's Coach Scott Tolzien, the Cowboys quarterbacks coach, discussing both Trey and Dak Prescott. Sully, that's what I mean. Sully said, hey, call me crazy, but I think the politics will be in Trey's favor. That's what I'm saying. I don't want politics to be considered here because they would be in Trey's favor without having to. I know this is going to sound so crazy because we were talking about these left tackles and centers getting that first at bat. But because of the importance of this position, you don't want politics playing a factor here. For any of these guys, for Cooper Rush or Trey, but I'm speaking for Trey. Politics would be, man, we traded a 4th round pick. You cost $5 million. You're QB2, period. Like, you don't want that because what if he's not ready? That's what I mean by politics, Sully. There is no politics for Cooper Rush, in my opinion. But back to what Scott Tolzien said right there. One way. Well, first of all, let's get back to what he said about Dak. Dak helping Trey along the way isn't a surprise to me. I don't think this is going to be a Tony Romo, Dak Prescott situation. It's in his nature. Even though he's ultra competitive, he is a leader by nature. That's what leaders do in the heat of competition if it'll make the team better. And Lance's development can only make this team better in 2024 in a number of different ways. The obvious one is if, he gives you a better chance at QB2 because his ceiling is higher than Rush. Of course, he has to hit it, or not even hit it. He has to approach it. If he approaches his ceiling, I think he'll be, it shouldn't be a discussion. Right now, we're on a wait and see approach. But if he develops in a positive way, his momentum, his trajectory is going up, he gives you a better shot at QB2. You kind of keep some of that playmaking ability if 4 goes down. But the other part, if he continues to develop and show some positive momentum, both behind the scenes and obviously on the screen, it can also boost his trade value if they decide to go that route. So if the Cowboys reach an agreement with Dak, right, on an extension, let's be real, this will be Trey Lance's final season with the Cowboys, barring some type of cheap deal next year, which I don't really see that happening, especially if he shows anything. So if they reach an agreement on an extension, I think immediately you have to start saying, okay, how can we make him look good to get something for him? So we'll play both sides here. They reach an agreement. He puts out some good tape. That's going to give you the best shot for a quality return. However, in reality, it really should not matter if they reach an agreement. It shouldn't. That should be the thought process anyway. Because y'all know how I feel. We're going to revisit this once we do State of the Union. And I don't want to keep repeating myself. Even though in this industry, you have to keep repeating yourself. But anyway, this will be Trey Lance's best shot, man, to really get some attempts up under his belt, y'all. To really gain some momentum. We ain't talking about you right now. To really gain some momentum as a professional athlete, because he has yet to do that. He has no momentum as a professional athlete. He barely had any, really had no momentum coming in as a professional athlete because he got hurt his final season in college. And we've talked about this a number of times, and sometimes maybe you need to see it. I didn't make a visual, so I'll repeat it here. As a college and professional quarterback, which stretches over 6 seasons, Trey Lance does not have 500 passing attempts. Half the leagues, if not all the quarterbacks this year, had more than that in one season. He does not have 500 attempts combined. You can go all the way back to high school where he was in a wing T type offense, so he wasn't throwing the ball anyway. He only has 1 year in this 6-year stretch where he's thrown the ball more than 70 times. So he is extremely wet behind the ears. Well, what about preseason, Sky? He has 90 attempts in preseason. Cooper Rush, in his return to Dallas the last 3 years, has more than 90 attempts in preseason. If it were up to me, I'm giving all of them to Trey Lance. All of them. I need you to come out of these games like, I need to put some ice on my arm. I don't care if it's against the third string, the water boys, the flag guys and gals. He needs at bats badly. Badly. So you know what you got in Cooper. And Dak's not playing in preseason. Rush has been around for a while. Knows the offense. This is not a big deal. I wouldn't even roll him out there. In fact, I might even sign me I might bring Ben DiNucci back in here and say, look, Trey Lance, Ben DiNucci, y'all the preseason quarterbacks. You don't need to see Cooper Rush. So that's what I would do. And that's one of the storylines I'm most anticipated on seeing is this is a not maybe last chance for, I won't say last chance for Lance, but this is a chance for Lance to gain momentum for really the first time as a quarterback. Didn't play in his first season at North Dakota State. Phenomenal, excellent season in his second year, right? Third year got hurt. Coming in as a rookie for the Niners, gets hurt again, doesn't do much even when he was playing. Second year, gets hurt almost immediately. I think what, first or second game? Third year, not great in the preseason or camp, gets traded. He just hasn't been able to put together some momentum. And this is his chance. The Last Dance Trey Lance edition. Maybe here in Dallas. I thought about that, right? Like, well, is this the last? I don't think it is, man. The NFL, I'm going to keep saying it. What's the dude that was in Buffalo threw 5 picks in 1 quarter? Nate Peterman, right? Is that his name, Peterman? He's still in the league, ain't he? Or he kept getting chances over and over. And that word potential, as long as Trey, like I'm telling you, the best thing for Trey Lance's future right here, playing the preseason, look good. You don't want to look bad. If you look bad, that's gonna be trouble. Look good. Continue to learn. Dak stays healthy. He has great preseason tape. He wins quarterback 2. Cowboys are going to blow some teams out. Trey goes in there, does a few things, kicks back, and he's chilling. This would be the greatest thing for Trey Lance because now he's a free agent. And teams got this good tape. He healthy. Now some momentum. He's getting the bag. Do you hear me? He's getting the bag. He's going to get paid. And we can play the opposite effect here. We can say, okay, this is all the understanding that Dak is extended. Dak's not extended. He does the same thing. Looks good in preseason, stays healthy, gets in a few blowouts. Dak walks. Do you think Trey Lance's agents walking in that room and saying, oh, yeah, we'll settle for a 1-year, $20 million deal? And he getting 100 M's minimum. You hear me? This is the way we're going with quarterbacks. So I think he's in the best spot in his career, and it starts this week to gain that momentum. Was it Peterman? Was it Nathan Peterman? 100, bro. Watch. I'm telling you, if he show any positive momentum, bro, he getting 100. Maybe not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? The funny money, it ain't gonna really be 100. But the point being, I don't think his agent would settle for a cheap deal in Dallas. That's my point. Because why would you? Why would you saddle yourself to an organization that has not proven, to be able to, let's be real, be a championship organization? But if it's for money, you know damn well they're not going to overpay Trey Lance. Other teams will. Dallas will not. Let's not be that cynical, Jay. Look, as a Cowboy fan, you should want Trey to go off in any way, right? Like, you should want him to go off if you're looking to move him. You should want him to go off because then he can be, you have trust as a QB too. Granted, a lot of people trust Cooper Rush, but I'm a little worried about that. I don't know if our defense is as good as that stretch. That stretch in 2021, the Cowboys, was it 2021? The Cowboys defense, or was it 2022? Whichever it was, y'all. I think it was 22. That stretch was really good. I mean, shit, they might have been the best defense in that 6-game stretch. I don't know if the Cowboys defense is going to be that good that long again. We'll see. That's why I'm all about having more of a playmaker at quarterback as a backup, and at the very least, Trey run around. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't trust Cooper Rush with no running game and the defense. We gotta wait and see. I don't know about that. This offense is a passing offense. You don't got Zeke and Tony Pollard and a beginning of the season run offense that Kellen Moore always has a good beginning of the year run offense and it tails off. I think it was just perfect timing for Cooper Rush. Now, shouts out to him, right? He got it done. But I don't think it's going to be that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult to beat out Cooper Rush if Trey is developing. Jay said he's younger than you. He can't stay healthy. Are we talking about Trey? Last time I hoped a broken quarterback can be our long-term guy. Romo got his back snapped. Yeah. Pause. Yeah, Trey, me personally, if we're talking, I said this the other day, if we're talking about him being the future, well, that to me, it makes no sense if he's going to get the bag. You just draft a quarterback. So they don't use the excuse of we're paying the quarterback. But if you remove that aside, yeah, there is that concern. There is that concern of him being injury prone. But I mean, Dak's been getting hurt too, though. So God forbid, let's hope he doesn't get hurt again. But it could happen. BBL Trizzy, come on, y'all killing me. All right, let's end this poll. Here we go. Who do you want as the lead guy? Zeke made a comeback here. Actually, he tied it up. Where'd it go? Where'd the poll go? I think it was, here we go. Who do you want as the lead guy in the running back by committee? The nation has the bomb squad, I should say.
Bomb squad
has spoken. 41% Rico Dowdle, 29% Zeke, 28% other. Rico Dowdle wins. Trey Lance the lead back. So I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Zeke is going to be lead guy. Zeke he's more trusted in the pass game from a pass protection standpoint. If they're going to use him as a hammer early, that's cool too. Just be mindful. Don't be content with, hey, we don't care if he's getting met behind the backfield, or you can't shake guys because there's no lanes and we're in 2nd and 9s or 2nd and 8s and 7s. Don't be okay with that, because at that point, screw it. I don't care if it's Rico or Zeke. And lean into what your strength is. Your strength ain't these guys. Your strength is not your run game right now. Your strength is Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson. That is your strength. They need to complement your strength. T. Gray, we said what we wanted. Now, if you ask us what we think will happen, that's fair. You right about that. I said, what do you want? And you guys want Rico. Fair enough. Lee said, they don't care what we think, man. If they did, the Bomb Squad would be celebrating a couple Super Bowls. Facts.
Bomb Squad!
I forget who said this on Twitter, but it's like, hey, look, if the Cowboys, like, people that you guys respect via Twitter, if they had it our way on Twitter, some of these drafts would have been crazy. Crazier. Now, Cowboys put out some good drafts, though, but they'd have been even crazier. It's not going to be a 2nd and 9 O-line. It may not be a 2nd and 9 O-line, but will it be a 2nd and 9 scheme? There's the problem. There's the problem, man. I'm not going to sit here and say this offensive line before they even go out there and play is better than the 2021 offensive line. I'm not. I don't think that's the case right now. And the 2021 offensive line, if you go look, when Zeke wore down, shotgun run, 2nd and 8. Static, no motion, 3rd and 9. And I said it then, if you guys remember on the show, I don't give a damn about the situation. I see worse offensive lines, I see worse running back rooms, and I see them getting busy or being respectable because of the how. By 2025, hell, maybe even by the end of the season, your young bucks will be acclimated to the point where you'll probably feel even more confident that they can create lanes consistently. But until then, the how is more important for this team. They need to figure that out. Because if they're going to say, hey, left tackle that's not a great run blocker, you need to be great right away. Center that hasn't played center, you need to be great right away. We're counting on you. We could be in for, it could be a bit. It could be a while until we figure this thing out. But if you have a how, if you have a scheme, oh man, you're going to help those guys out tremendously. Go look at those backups that were terrible. I shouldn't say terrible. They weren't good offensive linemen in Miami, but Miami was still able to churn out productive run games and throughout the season because of the how. So that's what I'm getting at. So there we go, man. Those are my storylines. Trey Lance, chance for him to gain some momentum. Who will Mike Solari roll out there? Is it Zeke? Is it Rico sitting at the top of the committee? And I want to know how these defensive players adjust to the new attitude. Let's get a couple callers on the way out. First, talking to our guy, B-Bird. What's good, OG?
Hey, what's up, Scott? How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic this morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, I have one thing to talk, because you said something that was really profound. Trey Lance will get more money than what people think. In that scenario that you gave where Dak Prescott was, I'm sorry, I got a man cutting grass on me.
I got one over here too. It's crazy.
Okay, I'm past it. So in the scenario where you said that if Trey comes out and has a great preseason and kind of put on a shelf for the year, Dak doesn't sign next year, to me, he has the leverage because the Cowboys would even have another option.
Yeah. Oh,
so
damn, B-Bird.
I think it's gonna be more than $100 million.
Hold up. Yeah. That's the word I didn't use, and that is the key. He has the leverage, and we know the Cowboys don't like being out leveraged.
Yeah, because they won't even have. See, even now they have Trey Lance. If something goes awry with Dak, that they can sell to the people. But if Dak's gone and all they have is Trey Lance, well, if they don't sign him, then who? Especially if they have a decent year, because they won't be picking high in the draft. So it'll be tough. It'll be tough negotiations. With Trey.
This is why I don't agree with some of the I don't want to say rumors, but there's a temperament around the Dak and Jerry Steven thing where it's like, hey man, Jerry and Steven, they've told you they don't want him, or they've literally told them they do want him, but you can tell that they're ready to move on, yada yada yada. I say if that is the case, the easiest thing they could have done to say they're ready to move on for Trey Lance was to pick up Trey Lance's 5th-year option. That's it. If they pick up his 5th-year option, they're obviously moving on from Dak. Now you have a year as for Trey Lance to be a backup, and then you have a full year next year to see Trey Lance in kind of the Jordan Love situation where they picked up the 5th-year option for Jordan Love. Jordan Love became a starter in his last year, and he gets it back, right? That's something that they could have done. But it's clear to me they still are trying to get this thing done with Dak so that they don't have to worry about that. And if they don't do it, then I'm with you. If he shows anything, he's going to cost. And they'll be right back in the same boat of being out-leveraged by a quarterback where they don't do well in those negotiations. And me, I'm trading up to get my quarterback. I'm not going to go through this again because y'all going to feed me the same excuses.
Yeah. And that's all I had to say, man. I just wanted to just let everybody know that they might think that, we can get Trey for cheap. But if things go that way, Trey won't be cheap. It's at least $35 million or $40 million next year. That's what I think.
The only way he'd be cheap is if he looks bad. And if he looks bad and you got Cowboy fans clamoring for him, that tells you one thing. It's always been anybody but Dak for them.
Absolutely. Hey, I appreciate you letting me on, man. I'm going to holler at you later, brother.
Yep, appreciate you, B-Bert.
Uh-huh.
Good conversation there. Magic City. It's been a while. What's good with you, Magic City, Mar?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just been checking your show out. You've been on fire.
Appreciate it. What's on your mind, man?
Man, I'm just wondering, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think they're tripping. I think they could go either way.
You wild. Hold on, Marv. Swain said, if Trey play good, breaking news. Trey Lance got weed. His price is going down. Hey, yo, that would not shock me. Next thing you know, we got Trey's lawyer on the radio trying to figure. We got the prosecution talking about he had a, he was trying to distribute. He has some O's, some pounds. Would not shock me, Swain. But anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So I don't. It's gonna be a hard decision. If Trey Lance show off, they'll get like $25 million, $100 million contract. If they get rid of that, $100 to $30 million, it'd be like your boy from Tampa Bay.
Right.
25.
3 years, $100 million. He getting more than $25 million. He getting 30 plus.
Yeah. That's
exact. In fact, Marv, that's the player I comped him to in regards to contract wise. If he looks good, like everybody assumes he's going to look good. I don't think people are understanding that, and we should hope he does. If he does look that way, if I'm his agent, and there's not a chance in hell I'm walking in there like, yeah, man, I'll take 15 or 20 a year, from y'all. When I got quarterback greedy teams that will probably pay me a whole lot more because they need a quarterback, and he's young.
Yeah. That's what the Jones want. They won't mind paying that. If they get that, then they'll be happy. Them. Steven be licking his chop. Yeah, we got it. We did it. So Dak, even if Dak win and they don't sign him back, that means they probably still let him go. I'm trying to tell y'all, them guys don't even care. If he win, they win. If he don't, they don't.
I'm actually surprised to hear you say that, Marv, because you've been Stevens Jones Jr. Ain't that what you said? I'm Stephen Jones Jr.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, that's Stephen Jones Jr.
All right.
If Dak wins, they're gonna thank him, and
no, I'm with you though.
It'd be 50-50 chance, and they'll be okay.
I brought that up.
I
brought that up a while ago. It would not shock me if look, a lot of people don't even believe they make it to playoffs, but let's just say they get to the championship game or they get to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
That price is going way up for Dak if they don't re-sign him. And it would not surprise me if they went back into that negotiation table and they said, look, man, we didn't want to pay the price when the price was cheap. Yesterday's price is now not today's price. I could literally see them saying, look, man, whatever. I know we got to the Super Bowl. I know we got to the championship game, but we're not trying to pay that money because I feel like they want to win the negotiation.
Thank you.
And that, yeah. And Dak is not going to let them do that. That's for damn sure. Because you know what we're going to say? All right, y'all wanted me to prove it, a while ago, and I proved it to y'all that I'm not the 4th-round quarterback you drafted. Y'all wanted me to prove it to me that we can get to the championship game or Super Bowl. I just proved it to y'all. So I'm not giving you nothing, no room to breathe. It's not happening. And they might say, well, appreciate it. We out of here.
That's what they're going to do. But Stephen John going to say, I'm just saying, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to tell y'all. If y'all think
appreciate that
white man, if that white man don't care, if Dak Prescott win the Super Bowl, if he come back and offer for 60, and Stephen Jones gonna say, no, Dad, we finally won. The young kid is ready. Let's move on. And Dad gonna do it. They're gonna shake his hand and let him go. And the fans gonna be happy. They won a Super Bowl. They're gonna go to the next chapter. I'm telling y'all right now, if they don't sign Dak when the season starts, that means Dak is gone. They're going with Trey Lance next year. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, you can't assume they're going to go with Trey. You can say Dak might be gone, but you cannot assume they're going with Trey. How is Trey looking? Because like I said, if Trey looks good, he's not. I don't think his agent's going to let him sign here for cheap. Now, if Trey doesn't look like anything, he doesn't look good, doesn't look bad, then maybe you can get him for the low. If he looks bad, then you definitely can get him for the low. But they're in a weird situation, man, because I know if I'm Trey's agent at this moment, I mean, even if Dak gets signed at this moment, I'm like, I need him to get all the reps and give him all the reps. Let him go out there and just tear up these third stringers. I don't give a damn if they're backups.
Yeah, let them play, man.
Yeah, let me get all the reps. For me personally, right? He needs them to because he doesn't have a lot of attempts. And because that tape, I can go right to free agency where I'm not tied to the Cowboys. They're not going to franchise tag me. Because that's going to cost them about $40 million. They don't want to do that. So I can go out here in free agency and say, look, man, I'm young. I'm finally healthy. I got some momentum. You see my mechanics have fixed. I made some plays. Check me out. Let's do this. And he's going to get paid.
Who's on the team? Who's the quarterback? The Giants?
There you go. I didn't even think about that. The Giants.
In New Orleans.
New Orleans is another one. I mean, Seattle might be, it's getting up there with Geno unless they drafted a Q, but.
Did Seattle draft the quarterback?
I don't know. I'm saying, it's getting up there. We're approaching the end of Geno's contract, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, them the teams. Seattle.
Jets.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Jets. 4 teams. Seattle, Jets.
The Vikings the Vikings in the past just drafted their guys in the top 10. I don't think they'll be looking at Trey.
No, they won't do it.
Raiders, another one. I mean, there's going to be teams bidding for him if he shows something. And the Cowboys hate bidding wars.
Yeah. So I don't know what they do. I don't know what the Jones want to do, man. Because they are on CD, but they're going to wait till August to sign him.
Yeah, I think he'll get done at camp. So he'll report to mini camp. I think that's mandatory. By the way, that's another situation right now. CD's not going to report. It's still voluntary OTAs. Don't get all up in arms. Mini camp though, I think is mandatory. So
yeah, I want those other receivers to get all the reps anyway. You know what I'm saying? I want all the other receivers, but that line, the offensive line you picked up, don't favoritism. Do not. Because I'm telling you, 66 to play, and I got to get that guy's he trying to win that job. Because he probably with Duke every day. The center, both centers. So, man, it's going to be a battle. So, I just hope they don't favoritism. I don't want no favoritism.
I'm with you, Mark.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a good show. When you going back on when y'all coming back on your boy show?
We got some things in the work that are hopefully based around here. So we got some things. Now we'll be doing work together. Talking about Vach, I'd imagine. We'll be doing work together on and off throughout the off season, but hopefully by the start of the season we got some major ironed out for y'all.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's only about 2 more months.
Yeah. Things are in motion. Things are in motion, brother. Things are in motion.
July? Yeah, the camp start next in 1 more month.
July.
So you
July.
might
Camp
say
start
June
July.
is next week, and then it's gonna be July. That's gonna go by quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Marv.
the Cowboys, my last thought, the Cowboys gonna have a good season, but what is Stephen Jones gonna do, y'all? Cap boy don't know what he wanna do. Unbelievable. Cowboy, you know I'm Cowboy number 2. Cowboy got me confused. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
We gonna see, Marv. Appreciate the call though, brother.
You too, family.
Have a good
Salute.
one. Salute. Swain said that laugh scares me. Oh, Marv. All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up. Get some super chats. I think I've read one. Okay, yeah. B Bird dropped one. Appreciate this correction here. He said he dropped 2. So I'm sorry, and said that
Super chat.
the Packers didn't pick up Jordan Love's 5th-year option. So Jordan Love was going into his 4th year last year. First round pick. 3rd year, maybe it was 3rd year last year, not sure. And balled out. He got signed though, right? Didn't he get his sign prior to all that? I think he got the bag, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Let me check this out. Okay, yeah, he signed. Did Jordan Love sign that? No way. He signed a 1-year deal. Okay, so he signed an extension. It was just a 1-year deal. See, that's what Dallas should do. If they're ready to move on from that, trade to an extension like this. This extension ain't a lot, but I mean it's still. I mean it's more than paying them pennies what you're paying them now, and that's what they love. Aaron dropped a
Super
dub
chat.
and said, "First check your DMs. Remember they made 2025 a cap issue. Remember they made up 2025 cap issues. That's what some of the reporters down there are saying." They say that's there, even though we can see their cap. Maybe the books are bad because they're expecting to eat Dak's $44 million and sign Lance to $25 million. Well, if they're going to eat Dak's $44 million, you're absorbing more, $25 million. Why would you do that? And sign him for what? I mean, what do you expect to get Trey Lance for at $25 million? What, a year, 2 years, 3 years? And then that's going on the books too. If the books are so bad, you know what the best thing to do is, Aaron? Draft a quarterback. Not sign a dude with 400 pass attempts in his life at $20 to $25 million. Jordan Love didn't even get that. And Jordan Love is better than him. Jordan Love signed a 1-year, $13.5 million contract extension. So last year, going into his year as a starter, he signed that extension before his contract ran out. Could you imagine, because this is what's happening right now, if Jordan Love was in this type of situation with the Packers where they didn't pick up his 5th and they didn't extend him and he had that year he had last year, oh my God. Oh my God. So I say that to say to come all the way back, Aaron. Why would Trey's people even agree to that? If he looks good. If Trey looks bad, we shouldn't even be wanting to sign him for $2 million, let alone $20 to $25 million. So they can't use my books are bad as a excuse and then sign an expensive, inexperienced quarterback. That is madness. If you're going to use my books suck as an excuse, you draft a cheap ass quarterback. Or you sign a cheap ass bridge quarterback, but not one for $25 million. No. No. Your quarterback barely cost you $25 million, over his lifetime, seriously, on a cap hit, and you still use that as an excuse. With a Pro Bowl franchise, all-pro quarterback, you use that as an excuse. So, 2025 books doesn't add up for me. And if they really were for Trey Lance, like I said, this is the way. Maybe picking up his option might be too expensive, but I saw some people say, well, if you picked up his option, it'll cost you a lot this year. No, the option's next year. And then what you can do is you can extend them and you can spread out the cap hit, and you obviously be, Dak's dead cap hit is there. Now, if they extend Dak, that all changes. But either way, the Cowboys are in a weird situation if they don't extend Dak Prescott. They can make it not weird and just say, we're going to draft a quarterback. That's not weird to me. That's the way to do it. And I'd package picks and move up. I'm not playing around trying to, because you remember what happened last time they played around? Boy, we almost drafted Paxton Lynch. Oh, Lord. I'd much rather you get aggressive and miss than sit back and, we'll take the 5th best quarterback in the draft and hope he hits like Dak Prescott. Hope he's Tony Romo. Nah, man. Willie T, if Trey looks good in preseason, it still means he looked good as a backup. I mean, that's fair. That is very fair. But if I'm his agent, look at Gardner Minshew. Now, Gardner Minshew got some starts, though, so that's tough, though. But this is the good tape. If it's really good, because there's not a collective or consistent amount of good tape from Trey, just because he ain't had a lot of at-bats. His preseason in San Francisco wasn't so great last year. Obviously, his regular season got cut short. His rookie year, it was having him go in there and run. So he's in a weird situation himself. Law said, I'm not waiting another 30 years. Well, get ready to learn the words of kingdom, buddy, if they decide to just continue to do the same things over and over and over again. All right, I'm going to refresh this. Tricks on the way out, drop 2.
Super chat.
It said, we about to get Gunther versus Randy for the first time. Shouts out to Tricks. He's talking about WWE. We have the King and Queen of the Ring this Saturday in Saudi Arabia. I'm not a big fan of when they go over there. I don't think the crowds are that great. But this is it used to be a premium to me. It's not, obviously, it's not the big 4, but back in the day, King of the Ring meant something. I'm trying to grab on to the hype for it. We'll see how it shakes out, because in the past, the winner of King of the Ring ain't really go on to do anything, right? King Booker had a nice run. Let me say that. But recently, Baron Corbin, Xavier Woods, like, you know what I mean? If they're not going to do nothing, if they're not going to go Stone Cold with it or King Booker with it, what does it mean? They should have just let Jey Uso win it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's WWE talk. That's for the wrestling podcast. One more Turbo Tie, drop 2 on the way out. If Trey looks mid, he's going to the XFL. Possible. On your way out, hit that like button or you will catch an RKO.
Hogan, we coming for you.
A digital RKO out of nowhere. Oh man, I just got a crazy idea. Hold up. Hey, this is going to be fun to execute. Okay. Anyway, on your way out, hit the like button if you enjoyed the show, man, and share this with your friend, family, and Cowboys foe. These are the things I'm mulling over heading into OTAs. Tomorrow, we will probably review what happened at OTAs. Day 1. Then we'll have, I think, day 2, and we'll speak with 2i. I'm hoping it goes this way. 2i. First, we'll speak with Pat, and then 2i on Friday. That's where we're setting this up to be. All right. With that said, I'm going to press this button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
And get up out of here. Hey, Roy, I don't know. The WWE is hot right now. This is the hottest it's ever been. I'm not coming at the total product. I just King of the Ring has it's not the same as when I grew up. That's what I'm saying. But the product, it's the hottest it's been since the Attitude Era, brother. Love y'all. We out of here. Peace. Damn, my bad. I meant to be more quieter on this one, brother. Man, it feel like that, Jay. A little hit of Attitude Era in there, just a little bit, especially when The Rock was doing this thing. Definitely my favorite post ruthless aggression era of the Cowboys of WWE.
Let me talk to you. Bomb Squad!